time to record.
I'm Adam.
No. Shave that mustache now. I hate it.
But I'm like Richard. And we're the Maladjusted Misfits.
I'm Joe, and this is the one where we talk about friends. Go shave it now.
What kind of a mustache snuff podcast is this?
Now!
Fine.
Welcome, Misfits, and hello to any new Friends fans that stumbled across our podcast.
Every week we rewatch the next episode in sequential order. These kids today in their sanitized media. In my day, we were made to watch children shoot their beloved pets in the face, and we didn't bat an eye. We asked for more.
Oh, maybe it's good it's not like that anymore.
Yeah, we just have Thanos snapping half of life out of existence. That's not terrifying at all. All right, how are you this week?
I'm okay. We celebrated a bunch of birthdays this week.
Oh, yeah, we had the gauntlet.
The gauntlet.
Yeah, every year we have a gauntlet in July.
Yep.
Where there's like 12 birthdays or something in
Yeah.
a week. It's super fun and not at all exhausting on our financial situation.
That's right. But it's over. It's over.
It's over.
Are we ready to get started?
I guess so.
What's the episode we're doing this week?
We're doing the one where Old Yeller dies. That's why I was talking about the sanitized movies.
Well, I mean, it's funny that we talk about that because in every Disney movie, all the moms are dead.
Right.
Every single mom dies in the Disney movie.
Right.
Or the parents die.
Right, or the parents die.
Yeah.
Again, it's to help them realize that they could get through
Yes.
if something horrific happened.
Phoebe just has to learn her lesson later in life.
Yeah.
Tell us what the IMDb plot is.
Phoebe's worldview is shattered when she learns how Old Yeller really ends. Monica becomes jealous when Richard starts hanging out with Chandler and Joey. And Rachel panics when she learns that Ross has planned their whole life together. I think it's kind of a loose plan myself.
Right. I wouldn't worry too none.
Worry too none?
I wouldn't worry too much. All right. Guess who our episode director is?
Let me see. The universe is telling me it's Michael Lembeck.
Yes, it is Michael Lembeck.
Nice.
Again, our season 2 director. So trivia this week is he went to Beverly Hills High School, the same high school as Angelina Jolie, Nicolas Cage, Corbin Burnson, Lenny Kravitz, David Schwimmer, Jonathan Silverman, and Richard Dreyfuss.
Wow.
Obviously, not all at the same time,
No.
but they all went to the same high school,
Right.
which is pretty cool.
That would be weird to be in high school with Nicolas Cage.
It'd be like going to high school with Eddie.
Yeah.
Our episode writer was Adam Chase, the teleplay credit by Adam Chase.
Mm-hmm.
He was also a creator of an English TV series called Clone, starring Jonathan Price.
Ooh.
You know, English TV series are much shorter than American TV series.
Right.
So it only went for one season. It had 6 episodes.
Right.
And it centers
Sounds
on the
about right.
creation of education of the world's first human clone.
Well, that might be fun.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
like
I
Jonathan
want to clone
Price.
humans anymore.
Yeah, no.
I think it's a bad idea.
No. I think we're better off with AI at this point.
Take my chances with the robot. What was our original air date?
The original air date was April 4th, 1996.
All right.
That week, the number 2 movie was A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, written, directed, and starring Martin
I
Lawrence.
don't think I ever saw that.
No. And the number 1 movie was the Richard Gere, Edward Norton flick, Primal Fear.
Ooh.
That was a good one, but I may have lost time.
That was a good movie. I liked Primal Fear.
Yeah.
I like Edward Norton a lot. All right. Are you ready for some trivia?
I am ready.
All right. I got some good stuff today. All right, according to the gag reels on the DVD, the cast had to retake this scene where Ross and Ben first come into the coffee house to see Rachel several times because the baby who played Ben actually kept saying Dada when prompted by David Schwimmer. So when he walked in and said, say Dada, he would say it.
Dada. Like Joey.
Like, why do you keep saying that?
Can you say Barbados? Barbados.
This is the third episode of the season in which the title is the one where something dies.
Oh.
The one after Mr. Heckles and the one after Dr. Ramori dies.
Wow.
Yeah. Lots of things dies in season 2.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay. In this episode, Phoebe says that her mother always turned off Old Yeller, which came out in 1957.
Right.
After Old Yeller saved the family from the pack of wolves. She never saw the part where Travis had to shoot Old Yeller until she saw Monica, Rachel, Ross, and Richard watching the movie. Mm-hmm. However, the movie does end on a positive note when the Coates family takes in a new puppy sired by Old Yeller, naming it Young Yeller.
Young Yeller.
So they could have watched the whole movie and it still would have ended on a nice note.
Aw.
I thought the word sired was weird, but...
Yeah. Dogs are weird.
And then when Monica says Chandler's mustache reminds him of Aunt Sylvia.
Yeah.
This is the same Aunt Sylvia who's mentioned in the one with a dozen lasagnas. You kiss Uncle
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah with that mouth.
Hey, Aunt Sil.
The one whose dollhouse Monica inherits in the next season.
Yes.
The dollhouse. That's from Aunt Sylvia. So,
Nice.
yeah. She gets mentioned a lot, but we never meet her.
Well, she dies.
Yeah.
Next year.
She has a mustache.
Yeah.
So what were your episode reactions this week?
Richard hanging with the boys.
Yeah.
Funny. Monica getting jealous jelly about it. Funny. R&R fighting again. It's kind of comforting. I'm in a place where personally I find it weird when they aren't fighting.
Right.
And Phoebe, we love Phoebe. No, I like the Old Yeller thing, but I think they try to get too much mileage out of the gag. And then there's no payoff.
Yeah, it just kind of ends.
Yeah, she just kind of storms out of the room and then she's fine with Ben at the end.
I think it's like Phoebe just had a bad week or something.
Yeah. She was on her... Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
Watch it. I mean, this is a solid episode.
Yeah.
Coming off the amazing zingers from the Eddie episodes, it's a good, solid episode.
It's a solid 7.5.
Yeah, I like it. I like the storyline of Phoebe's mom turning everything off before it got sad, right before she killed herself, right?
Right.
I like the Richard/dad storyline, and Joey and Chandler are always funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good. It's
Yeah.
not like the most memorable episode, but it's good.
Yeah. All right. So, favorite line, Joe. What was your favorite line?
I do remember this, and I couldn't remember what episode it was from. Like, I do this all the time because they all blur together when you've watched it 8 million times.
Right.
But I like when Chandler goes, yeah, I just got my pickup sticks back from the shop. Bring your nerves of steel. Yeah. And he does that little
fun.
face.
Yeah.
That little,
Right.
I don't know what it is, but it's a funny face.
And then I personally get disappointed when I find out that they're really watching college basketball.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to play pickup sticks. Oh well.
What was yours?
I settled on nice mustache, by the way. When puberty hits, that thing's really going to kick in.
Oh, a zinger from Richard.
Zinger from Richard.
It was pretty cute. Favorite moments?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go when Chandler is kicking Joey to get him to stop saying that Richard is like their dad.
Yeah.
And Joey is not getting it.
No.
And he even goes like, why are you kicking me? I'm trying to talk.
Right. Oh, that
So
is pretty funny. I've been in those situations where you're like, shut up, shut up, shut up.
What was yours?
I like when Joey is posing with the cigar and the spatula. And that's a Spatula City spatula, I do believe.
What?
Come on, we just watched UHF.
Oh, okay.
There's a commercial for Spatula City.
When you said, do you want to watch UHF? I thought you were talking about the Weird Al story with Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, you thought I was talking about Weird.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, sure. And when it started, I was like, I don't remember it starting like this. And then I thought, well, maybe I just didn't pay attention to the beginning, and then it stayed like that. And then I was
Right.
like, this isn't the same one.
This isn't the same movie. This is a different movie.
All right, themes we explored this episode.
We didn't do favorite outfit yet.
Oh, shit. All right.
Oh, shit.
That's a favorite outfit.
I'm leaving that in there for the oh shit.
Oh, shit. Favorite outfit. I'm going to go with Monica's Florence Henderson outfit when she comes in to tell him that dinner's ready. I just like it. It's cute. I would wear it. She looks really cute.
Yeah. I went with Carol Willick.
Yes.
I believe the first time they're dropping him off.
Right.
Because first they pick him up.
Right.
And then they're dropping him off, and she's got on a leather jacket and like a lavender turtleneck and sweater and shoes. She looks cute.
She has lavender ostrich on. Those are adorable. Super cute.
Yep.
All right. Now, seems we explored this episode.
Yes.
Theme 1. Should you turn off sad movies before the end?
No.
Nah.
Theme 2. How old is too old for a friend?
Oh, I don't know. I think friendship has no age. Theme 3. Planning your future with someone. How soon is too soon?
Aww. And theme 4. Colonial Williamsburg. Behind the times.
Always. They're always.
You're stuck behind the times. That's just how it is.
All right, we're going to take a quick break before we break down the episode.
What are you doing?
I'm holding Ben.
Yeah, well, he's a baby, not a bomb.
Okay.
Well, just hold him like you would hold a football.
This is how I would hold a football.
Here. Into the crook of your arm, tucked back into the elbow. Now, cover Ben with your right arm so the defense can't get in there and cause a fumble.
What?
Got him? Now I'm going to try and tackle you. Protect Ben.
Wait, what? What the hell was that?
Well, I didn't want to miss his first takedown, too. All right, we are back. Agreed, silent partner?
Yes, we're back. Silent partner. Are you in this podcast or what?
All right, so the cold open, Monica and Rachel's. Monica and Richard and Ross and Rachel, and then Phoebe's going to walk in. Mm-hmm. So we open on stock footage of Central Park, and I think you can actually see us on vacation paying $5 for a bottle of water in the background.
It reminds me of that painting of people sitting in the park, you know?
Yeah. All right, so then Phoebe walks in at the start of the show and asks, "What you guys doing?" And Richard, the little tattletale, says Monica's making them watch Old Yeller. Phoebe questions all the crying. She's like, this isn't Aniston's Marley and Me. It's a happy movie. Peeps get a dog, frontier fun. All right, so the plot of Old Yeller is a teenage boy grows to love a stray yellow dog while helping his mother and younger brother run their Texas homestead while their father is away on a cattle drive. First thought to be a good-for-nothing mutt, Old Yeller is soon beloved by all. Now, I admittedly have not seen Old Yeller since I was a child. I should check it out again, but my memory of all those Disney Frontier movies is nothing but sheer boredom. I just remember watching them being like, when is this gonna stop? All right, so back to the show. Ross questions Phoebe about the ending. And then that's when we learn that Phoebe never saw the end of Old Yeller and had no idea that he caught rabies and then a bullet because her mother would turn off the end of sad movies and then lie to her children about it. Or to quote Phoebe, that's when my mother would turn off the TV and say the end. Monica asks about the part with the rabies, and Phoebe corrects Monica. He had babies. Did you hear it, Phoebe? He had babies. Then Richard suggests that her mother would probably not want Phoebe to see what happens next. Phoebe never saw this part. She asks Travis what he's doing with that gun.
I love that Richard is now stopped watching the movie and is watching Phoebe.
Right. Well, I have that here, too. I mean, there's the rabid dog sounds. The others are cuddling and crying, except for Richard, who will not stop staring at Phoebe.
This is his entertainment.
Right. He kind of looks like a Rosanna Arquette when Travolta is about to do the adrenaline shot in the Mia Wallace. Like, yes. He can't wait for it. Oh, then Phoebe starts to panic. Put down the gun. He's your buddy. He's your yeller. And then the end.
What kind of sick doggy snuff film is this?
Q, I'll be there for you.
So we open back up on Monica and Rachel's. Monica and Richard are there. Mm-hmm. Monica's talking to the guys next door on the phone while Richard is smoking a cigar on the balcony. Yeah. Monica calls the guys to see if they want the leftovers of their dinner. Chicken and potatoes. What, no veggies, Chef Monica? Come on.
Ooh. Richard's old school.
Oh, just meat and potatoes?
Yeah.
All right. She says, what am I wearing? And then goes, nothing but rubber gloves. The guys burst through her door. Sweater vest!
Sweater vest! Yay!
We have a sweater vest on Chandler. Even though he's wearing a jean shirt and jeans, he has on a sweater vest.
Yes. He was like, what would complete this tacky outfit?
Right. I can't just wear jean shirt and jeans. And Joey says, one of these times you're going to be really naked and we're not going to come over.
Yeah, right, Joe.
And Monica says, ooh, that'll teach me a lesson. So then she says she has a leg, 3 vests, and a wing.
How do you find clothes that fit? Oh, Chandler.
Joey pauses the question before he can ask it. Monica says for the 40th time, yes, she sees women naked showering at the gym. And no, she doesn't look. Liar. She looks.
Oh.
Everybody looks.
Everybody looks?
I'm telling you they look.
Just because you look.
They have an extra ticket to the Knicks game. Should they take the bad breath guy or the poker? Adam? What would you take?
I got to go with the poker.
Yeah, me too.
I can't stand bad breath.
Me either. I always have gum because I'm a paranoid person.
Yeah.
I've interviewed and talked to too many people with horrid breath.
Right.
That I would much rather go with somebody poking me constantly than talk to somebody with bad breath. Yeah, it's nasty.
But I would take Richard probably out of the 3.
So Mon says, why don't you ask Richard? So Joey says, Richard, who would you take? Smelly man or bruiser? And he says, being a huge Knicks fan, he would take a huge Knicks fan. It goes over their head.
Yeah.
He says, glad I could help.
And again, this feels like talking to the kids to me.
100%.
Oh.
Monica says, I meant, why don't you take Richard to the game? And they seem hesitant. And she says, come on, he keeps his hands to himself and he's always minty fresh as he comes in for matches to light a cigar.
Right, he's smoking a cigar right now. Some folks like the smell, and that's fine, but it's not minty fresh.
No. Chandler says they don't know him very well, and he's older than some people, but younger than some buildings. Mon says he's a little older, but he's important to her. And if you ask him, he might take you in his Jag.
Ooh.
And Joey says, how do we ask now to make it seem like it's not because they want him to take him in the Jag? But he nods to Chan. I got this. Monica, we can take Richard, but only if he takes the Jag.
Oh.
Chan says, ooh, almost had it.
You almost had it. I don't follow sports.
Yeah.
But going to games with a free ticket is always fun. Yeah, I mean, you get caught up in the hoopla of it all. But I could go either way, depending on my mood. Now, if you add getting to ride in a Jaguar into the mix, then I still barely care.
I always say that because the only time we've gone to sporting events is when my work has given us tickets.
Right.
And they're usually pretty sweet tickets, like suite or club seats or something like
Right.
that. And the kids have never been to the game in like regular seats. So if we ever took them or someone ever took them to regular seats, they'd be like, what the fuck is this?
What is this?
Where's the free food and drinks?
What do you mean it costs $20 for a hot dog? All right, so now we're at Ross's apartment, and it's Ross and Ben, and we haven't been to Ross's for a bit.
No.
And we open on Ross doing a welfare check on Ben's diaper. He's fine. In burst Carol and Susan, and Ross excitedly starts to recount Ben's first time grabbing the table and standing up. Standing man! And he kind of gloats that they missed it, but he taped it if they want to see their parental failings. And Carol breaks the news that Ben already did it last week, and Susan adds that they taped it in case he wants to see his parental failings. Then, get this. It's going to surprise you. Everybody hold on to your butts out there. Ross starts whining.
What?
Ross is whining.
What?
Weird. That is sarcasm for those of you who cannot tell. He lists the first of things that he's missed. The first time Ben rolled over, the first time he crawled, first time he had a solid BM, the first time he gave a taxi driver the bird. Then Ross asks if he missed anything else. Has he spoken yet? Is he driving? Does he have a favorite liqueur? Has he done that thing where he grabs onto a woman's hair and just won't let go and his wet, sticky fist is just holding on for dear life? Carol fills Ross in that Ben is getting close to talking, and he isn't at the gleba stage, but he's close to mama. One time having said Yemen. One of the writers is always pitching Yemen.
Yemen is the only funny thing or place they can think of. Whenever they're like, we need something funny.
Yemen! There's that writer in the back who's always screaming Yemen. I'm
It
telling
reminds
you.
me of that Simpsons episode when Homer's face asks the dog and
Right.
he goes, Ruff, you've been pitching that all night.
Right. So Ross starts complaining about missing things, and he wants Ben longer, like a whole weekend. Carol and Susan are immediately like, that would be fucking amazing. We haven't gotten a in 2 months.
Adam!
It's a lesbian thing. I'll send you some links.
No, thank you. I'm a lady.
How do you know what kind of links there are if you're such a lady? Well, Ross is shocked. They agreed so fast. He admits to having a whole speech prepared. And I said, oh, shoot, that would have been fun.
Susan said that. You didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. But Ross gets the implication. Then he is distracted by Ben waving. He just waved. He's never waved before. He's never waved before. And Carol's looking at Ross in a way that conveys real sorrow for him. And Susan is looking at him with amused fascination. And Ross realizes that Ben has waved before, and he's like, yes, he has. Very good.
I do love that scene. It's just really funny. We go to Central Perk, Monica, Rachel, and then Phoebe walks in. So Phoebe walks in, and Rach asks what she's got. And she has old school movie rental VHS, those clear boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, such memories.
Memories.
Anywho, she has Love Story, Brian's Song, and Terms of Endearment. So let me break it down for you, okay? Love Story, 1970, Ryan O'Neal, Ally McGraw.
Right.
A boy and a girl from different backgrounds fall in love regardless of their upbringing, and then tragedy strikes. Sounds like Romeo and Juliet.
Right.
Brian's Song, 1971,
Right.
James Caan, Billy D. Williams.
They've mentioned it before
Yeah.
on Friends.
Based on the real-life relationship that existed between Chicago Bears teammates Brian Picola, Caan, and Gail Sayers, Williams, and the bond that was established when Picola discovers that he's dying. And then Terms of Endearment, 1983,
Right.
Shirley MacLaine, Deborah Winger, follows hard-to-please Aurora, which is Shirley MacLaine,
Right.
looking for love and her daughter's family problems.
Right. Now, see, I thought all of those were just tearjerkers throughout.
Yeah.
Like, not just at the very end.
Right.
Like, you can't just watch Requiem for a Dream and turn it off in the last 5 minutes and it comes off as a light comedy.
No, that shit's fucked up all the way through.
Right.
Yeah, like Terms of Endearment.
Right.
Her life's fucked up all the way through.
Right. It's a tearjerker. It's you're
Yeah.
crying like Steel Magnolias.
Right,
It's
yeah.
sad and through the entire movie.
Right. But anyhow, Monica tells her all she needs is killing fields and some guac, and she's got herself a party.
Partay.
So, 1984, Sam Waterstern, a journalist trapped in Cambodia during a tyrant Pol Pot's Bloody Year Zero cleansing campaign, which claimed the lives of 2 million undesirable civilians.
Again, you turn it off 5 minutes before the end.
It's
you're,
not-
You're
yeah.
good.
No. So Phoebe explained that she spoke to her grandma about the old Yeller incident, and she said her mom didn't show them the end of sad movies to shield them from the pain and sadness, you know, before she killed herself.
That's what movies are for. Stories in general are to learn about loss and help you cope with grief a little bit better. Stupid Lily.
So Joey and Chan walk in, and Monica panics because they are sans Richard.
Yes.
And she asks if they ditched him. And Joey says, sure, right after we stole his lunch money and gave him a wedgie. No, he's parking the car. And Chandler says, her boyfriend is so cool. He says that now, but later he doesn't feel the same way.
You big tree.
He said he let them drive his Jaguar, Joey for $12 and Chandler for $15. Rachel says, wow, he must like you the best. And Joey says, what about that smooth tip thing? And he demonstrates with his dollar with Chandler until Chandler says, I think they get it.
Yeah, that's another thing one of the writers loves.
Yeah, because he did it again.
Yeah, is the money.
Because he does it to Ben, remember?
Yeah. I just take it out and give the people the money. I don't have to try and hide it.
Right. I don't have to be smooth about it. I'm giving you money. What do you care? When Richard comes in, Chandler shouts, there's the man. And Joey shakes his hand with the money in it. And Richard says, getting better. And says, I'm going to keep this, by the way. And Joey goes, he's kept my dollar.
He kept my dollar. All right, so then we're back to Monica and Rachel's. So Monica, Ross, Ben, Joey, Carol, and Susan.
That's a house full.
Yeah, that's a house full.
A house full.
Carol and Susan are dropping off Ben, and Carol's wearing my favorite outfit winner. And Monica asks what they're going to do with their first full weekend. This must be a callback episode because they're giving Colonial Williamsburg another shout out with everything else. Some woman Susan went to college with just became the first female blacksmith down there. And Ross jokes that they're a little behind the times in Colonial Williamsburg. They say their goodbyes and leave holding hands.
Oh, so cute.
And Ross lays Ben down, and Monica points out Joey, who is already dressed like Richard, and he is checking himself out with a cigar in his mouth with the reflection of a spatula. Joey is pointing and trying to look cool. He's like a 12-year-old in his bedroom. Monica asks,
Joey, do you know we can see you from here?
And Joey immediately questions why Richard looks so much cooler with one of these. These being the Magnum cancer sticks. Ross suggests lighting it and losing the spatula. But Monica thinks it's cute that Joey's trying to be more like Richard. And Joey says not like him per se, just not unlike him.
Aww.
And then Chandler comes in. No sweater vest this time. He too is dressed very Richardly and sporting a mustache. Monica now looks like she's in that Twilighty show about that zone. Ross quips it's the artist formerly known as Chandler, because that's a Prince thing that he did in the 90s when his record company messed with him. He changed his name to a symbol.
That's right.
To mess back. So, Joe, mustache thoughts on Chandler?
No. So, no.
No.
It's weird because I don't mind it on Richard.
Right.
It looks okay on him. He
Right.
doesn't look like a pedophile.
Right.
It doesn't look right on Chandler. It's
Right.
too thin.
Yeah, it's too thin.
His face is not shaped right. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, you don't like that.
No.
All right. So Monica asks Joey why he didn't grow a mustache, and Joey says they flip for it. Joey got the scar, Chandler got the mustache. They figured if they both grew them, they would look like dorks, and they laugh. And since they look like Richard Burke mini-me's, Ross congratulates them on sidestepping that landmine. Chandler tells Joey they have to go. Richard is meeting them downstairs. But Monica didn't know they were meeting Richard. Yeah, for a Rangers game, didn't he tell you? And Monica's like, well, he said he was going out with the guys. I just didn't know you were the guys. And Joey and Chandler are stoked to hear that they're the guys. Then Monica asks Ross if mustached Chandler reminds him of Aunt Sylvia. And Ross says, thank you. Like it was driving him crazy.
Then we go to Central Perk. Rachel's there, and Ross and Ben come in. So Ross and Ben come in to visit Rachel while she's at work.
Right. And Rachel's outfit makes her look like the stewardess in 2001.
Yeah. She just needs that little hat.
Yeah. And walk real funny. And...
So Ross says it's Ben and his dada as he tries to get him to say his first words. He says he might as well say it. He's going to tell his mommies he did it anyway.
Talking man, he said dada. I didn't record it, though.
Earlier, he might have said sa, possibly like secondary caregiver, but no luck. Ross asks Rachel to hold him while he takes off the baby backpack. She holds him like a rancid sack of potatoes.
Yes.
She has seen people hold babies before, right?
I don't know. I think she's just never paid attention to babies.
I'm too good for babies.
Yeah.
He tells her he's a baby, not a bomb, and to hold him like a football. And she says, I am holding him like a football.
Which is pretty funny. I like
it is
that part.
funny. She apologizes, which I thought we covered apologies last week, Rachel.
Oh, my God.
But anyhow, she says she hasn't been around babies much since she's been one. What about her younger sisters?
Right.
Weren't they babies? Oh, I forgot they had nannies.
Yeah.
Tu madre is loco. So Ross assures her she will feel different when it's their baby, foreshadowing 9 years from now.
Oh.
So Rach is taken aback that he thinks about stuff like that, and he says actually he thinks they'll have 2 babies.
2 babies?
Yeah, a boy and a girl, but he hopes the girl comes first. Ross, you flippin' sorcerer? How do you know this stuff? So Ben doesn't feel competitive, and they won't want to raise a baby in the city, so they'll move to Scarsdale. And then something about the taxes being high, all the while Rachel's head is spinning.
But then they yell at Monica and Chandler for looking for a home outside the city
Right,
later.
because they were like, we raised our baby in the city.
Right.
So Rachel's off her break and offers to pour some coffee, but she doesn't have a pot. She might at home or in Scarsdale. Hey, is that a door? I'm bolting now.
Yeah. Jobs don't like it when you just leave like that.
I know. Gunther doesn't care, apparently. Okay.
It's like Rachel can do whatever she wants.
She can bring back cake. She can lick those cakes if she wants to.
I will eat them all after she does.
And pay for them.
All right, so now we're at Monica and Rachel's. Monica and Richard and Phoebe. Because Phoebe comes in right away. Mm-hmm. And Richard asks what's happening. And she answers murder, cancer, soccer teams eating each other in the Andes.
So there's a cut scene on the DVD, and I love this. And it would have been my favorite line if it would have been.
Right.
Richard says, I really was just making small talk. And Phoebe goes, well, okay, I was just venting.
And again, I hate to keep saying the same thing over and over, but I haven't seen Alive in a while. But it wasn't a feel-good rom-com until the butt eating, right?
No, it was a fucking plane crash.
Right, that's right out of the gate. It's a plane crash movie.
And it wasn't a soccer team. It was a rugby team.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I looked it
Way
up.
to cite precedent.
Yeah, they're wrong.
So Monica asks about the movie watching, and Phoebe asks what's happening to the world. E.T. leaves, Rocky loses, Charlotte dies. Richard doesn't know which Charlotte, but I'm following the list just fine, Grandpa. I feel like I could wreck Phoebe with a weekend horror movie marathon.
Oh my God, he would just totally ruin her life.
Hey, Phoebes, have you seen Hereditary?
Oh my God.
Hereditary? Anyway, so Monica pulls out It's a Wonderful Life from her tiny VHS cabinet. I feel it's a little irresponsible of Monica not to warn her that It's a Wonderful Life does flip the script.
Right.
It is a slog of trauma before pulling out a happy ending.
Right.
Given Phoebe's emotional state, a warning as to the slog of trauma might have helped her out a little bit.
Right.
But Monica assures her the wonderfulness is baked right in. And she says she fell for that watching Pride of the Yankees, thinking it was about Yankee pride, and then boom, the guy gets Lou Gehrig's disease. And Richard chimes in, trying to explain that the guy was Lou Gehrig. Did you not see it coming? But Monica assures Phoebe again on It's a Wonderful Life. Then Chandler bursts in, telling Richard, big guy, game time. Monica asks, there's a game? And Chandler says,
yeah, I got my pickup sticks back from the shop. Bring your nerves of steel.
And Richard informs Monica that it's the basketball playoffs. And she tries to tell Richard that he doesn't have to keep hanging out with them for her. But he explains he likes hanging out with them. They're different from his other friends. Like your dad. They don't start sentences with, you know who just died shoveling snow? So Monica gives up and adds, go Knicks. But he tells her it's the college playoffs. And then she adds, go Vassar, which is a liberal arts college and clearly a joke on Monica's part. But Richard corrects her anyway, telling her they aren't in it. And I think that's the only moment I don't like Richard. Notable Vassar grads, by the way, are Jane Fonda, Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, and Justin Long.
And Lisa Kudrow.
And, long pause, Lisa Kudrow.
I couldn't remember her name. I almost said Phoebe, but she didn't even go to high school.
I'd have been like, no, she didn't.
I like the line where Monica says, you don't have to keep hanging out with them. They have each other.
Right.
I love that.
Then Monica finally tells Richard, okay, then just go. And Dick leaves. And Monica tries to have a talk with Phoebe about why him hanging out with the guys annoys her so much. But Phoebe asks if it matters since you're ultimately just going to die, get divorced, or blow your pet's head off. Then Rachel comes in. And as Phoebe's leaving, and Rachel says, ugh, and Phoebe agrees. Me too. Which is another little fun moment.
Yeah.
So Monica tries to get some girl talk out of Rachel, but Rachel is just coming from that Ross fight she just had, contemplating their life together. The bastard! And Monica started that Richard made plans with the guys again, and Rachel snaps back that Ross just planned their whole century. And Mon decides to go to her room and read Cosmo. Maybe there's something helpful in there. If not, she can learn to do a home bikini wax with leftover Christmas candles. I've done that. It does not feel good. Ross comes in with Ben asking what the hell happened back there. And Rachel asks him to tell her because one minute she was holding Ben like a football and the next she had 2 kids in Scarsdale and she's complaining about the taxes. Ross apologizes for thinking. Just a note, if you have to apologize for thinking to your significant other, maybe it's not the best relationship.
If you have to apologize for thinking to anybody.
Right. But he offers the defense that while you're assembling bones, your mind wanders.
Mine would.
Yeah. And Rachel points out that he's planned the next 20 years of their lives, and we've been dating for 6 weeks. But Ross asks if she ever thinks about their future, and she thinks about whose apartment they're going to sleep at and where they're going to eat next Saturday, not what their children's names are going to be. And Ross is kind of caught, and he looks around the room, and Rachel realizes and then asks, you know what our children's names are going to be. And Ross said he read a book, and Emily seemed like a nice name. Rachel asks the name of the book.
The Big Book of Children's Names?
Okay, so time out. Where to eat on Friday is not planning for the future. Nor is having a general idea of getting married and having 2 kids. And I really don't think Emily is going to hold, so Rach, I think you're safe there. At times, Ross will completely forget the name Emily. Rachel tells Ross to listen. Not a strong suit. But she thinks what they have is amazing, and he agrees, but she doesn't want everything decided for her. Apparently, she spent her whole life like that. That's what she had with Barry, and she likes not knowing about the future, and if that's scary, he'll have to learn to deal with it. And Ross yells, fine, and she says, thank you, and turns around, and then he tells her they aren't done. And she says, I didn't know that, which I do kind of like that moment.
Yes.
Because I do feel like sometimes you do that where we're like, I'm done making my point, the argument's over. And it's like, no.
I didn't know that.
So Ross explains that she is with a guy who is not going to stop planning his future with her because he knows they're going to end up together. And if that scares her, tough. She'll have to deal with that. Fine, she will. Good, 'cause I love you. Oh yeah, she loves him too. And Ross points out that's the first time they've said that.
Yes, it is.
Well, I'm going to kiss you.
Well, you better.
So romantic?
Yeah, that's how I want to say I love you. Screaming it across the
Hey,
room.
Joe, I love you!
I love you too! So we're at Monica and Rachel's apartment, and Monica and Phoebe walks in. Phoebe does a lot of walking in this episode.
Yeah. Well, again, that's part of the problem. I think she storms in and storms right back out
Right.
on almost every scene.
So Monica's making dinner, and Phoebe comes in to return It's a Wonderful Life. And she says, thanks for the great movie tip. And Mom says, oh, did you like it? And she sarcastically says, oh, yeah. I don't know which part made me happier. When George Bailey destroyed the family business, or Donna Reed cried, or when the mean pharmacist made his ear bleed.
I remember that.
I do. It was sad, but it was cute. Yeah. Now I'm going to cry.
Cute.
Mom says, okay, I'll give you the ear thing, but don't you think the ending was pretty wonderful? And Phoebe shouts, she didn't watch the ending. She was too depressed to watch it. It should have been called, It's a Sucky Life, and just when it can't suck anymore, it does. And she storms out.
That's what life should be called.
So we cut to the boys playing foosball against Richard. Could that shot be any prettier? And Joey says he's an incredible player, and Richard brags that he had a table in college. Chandler says, oh, I didn't know they had foosball in the 1800s. Richard snaps back. When puberty hits, that mustache is really going to kick in. So Monica comes in and says, not to sound too Florence Henderson, but dinner's ready.
Where's my dinner?
Florence was the mom on the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
And she had 6 kids.
Right.
But they had a maid.
Yeah.
Technically, I'm not sure she even made dinner.
No.
So I think she should have said Mrs. Cleaver.
Ooh.
Like, leave it to Beaver.
Yeah, giving notes to Marta. I like it.
Because she actually made dinner. But Richard says he needs 1 more point. So Monica steps in and trounces the boys, and they whine. This is why we don't let her play. And she says, now can we go? And Richard says, is everything all right? She says, mm-hmm, which translates to mean no, and I don't want to talk about it in front of these two.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
But Chandler and Joey apologize for hogging Richard. They say he's so great to hang out with, and Joey ruins it by saying he's much cooler than their dads, to which Chandler is trying to stop him by kicking him and announces that Chandler is kicking him. Richard is obviously let down.
Oh.
He thought he was just one of the guys, but they think of him as a dad? Yeah.
No.
No. Chandler tries to fix it by saying dad is hip vernacular for cool buddy, pal. Monica is my dad. Joey's my dad. And I even have a few dads down at work.
And I don't think this is working at all on Richard.
Richard says he and the other dad are going to go have a nice romantic evening. And Monica says, nighty-night.
Now that sounds like Chandler's dad.
Yeah. As Chandler and Joey yell, you're not a dad.
You're not a dad.
As they close the door, Chandler smacks Joey's arm. I cannot believe you got us into trouble. And Joey smacks him back. Right. And then there's a cut scene where Chan hits him again, and Joey reciprocates, and then hits him one more time and runs to his room as Chandler chases him. It's a good thing their dad left.
Yeah, they would get grounded for sure.
Then we go back to Mon and Rachel's, and Monica asks if Richard's okay. And he says, yeah, but he's sad. He feels like he's about 100, because he thought he was just one of the guys. And she offers to make him feel like one of the guys.
Ooh.
And she says, for a guy, he really sucks at foosball. And he says, I was killing them. And she goes, yeah, well, they suck too.
Now we go to Ross's apartment. Ross and Rachel and baby Ben. Ross is going on about poopy diapers, and Rachel's points out that calling it a poopy diaper doesn't help make the process any cuter. Ross answers the door for Susan and Carol while Rachel finishes up with Ben. She says she did it, and it stayed on and everything. And just a little note, but could that diaper be any more 90s? It looks like the 90s took a shit all over the diaper. Rachel lifts Ben up and says hi, which he replies, hi. His first word.
Just like his dad. Hi.
Hi. That'd been funny. Hi.
That would have been hilarious.
She yells for Ross, who says, what word? Hi. The word hi? No, my uncle hi. Ross then complains that he missed that too. And Susan and Carol come in, and Rachel brags, and Ross tells him that it was something about hi. And then they tried to get him to repeat it, and they're all like, hi, 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 hi. No, actually, hi, hi. And they say hi so many times. And then Susan's like, this could take all day. We have a cab waiting. So they kiss, make plans for later in the week, and say their goodbyes. And then Ben answers, bye.
Aww.
And they rejoice, and they get him to repeat it, and again, they remind him they have a cab and head out, and Ross is yelling, bye, 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 bye. And Ross closes the door and grasps his heart because he's so happy and sad. And
it's awful cute.
Yeah.
Though. All right, and then we're at the tag. We're at Monica and Rachel's, and it's just Phoebe and baby Ben. So in lieu of closure to Phoebe's storyline, we have her at the tag with Ben watching Sesame Street.
Right.
So Phoebe pauses it to comfort Ben against the mild Muppet drama unfolding. She's trying to pass her psychosis on to Ben, but Ben is just humoring her.
Yeah.
Then Ernie can't find Bert, and Phoebe is so glad that Ben is there with her. And that's the end.
And I feel like Ernie is just a hair away from going, hey, dug me a hole.
I'd pee on any one of you.
I'd pee on you, Bert. That's the end. Cut and print.
Yay. We're going to take another break. We'll be right back.
Okay. No.
You're just clearly not familiar with our young person's vernacular. See, when we say dad, we mean buddy. We mean pal.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Joey's my dad. Monica's my dad. I even got some dads down at work.
That's fine. Your other dad and I are going to go have a romantic evening, and I guess I'll just see you kids around.
Nighty-night. You're not a dad. I can't believe you got us into trouble.
My eye.
All right, we're back.
We're back again.
So, what did we learn from this episode?
What did you learn, Joe?
Perhaps no matter how young the people that you hang out with, you still seem old to them. That's a bummer to me.
That's a bummer to you?
I have a lot of young friends.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm an old person. I had a birthday. I'm just getting older.
See, I just don't think about it at all. So I learned that Phoebe can't even watch a movie correctly. Ross will whine about anything, even his child learning to speak. And Richard is old.
I'm as old as Richard.
So am I, but I don't even think about it.
What are your final thoughts?
It's funny. I like the old Yeller thing, but then I think they named too many movies that didn't fit the mold.
Right.
And they should have had someone try and explain sad movies to her. And maybe she misunderstands, like Madison and Splash.
Oh, yeah.
You know, remember when he's like, no, he's not really dead. He's
Right.
just pretending.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of funny. And she's like, oh, yeah, it is kind of funny. It's like, no.
I really liked Richard's interactions with Phoebe while he's on, like when he says, oh, Phoebe has another job, right?
Right.
I like how he watches her watch Old Yeller and he asks if she has another job. And the cut, like, I was just making small talk. I really like that stuff.
Right.
I would have loved to see him interact with Eddie.
Right.
That would have been epic.
They couldn't afford both of them in the
That would
same
have
episode.
been missed opportunity, in my opinion, to
Right.
see those two interact with each other.
Agreed.
All right, Sweater Vest Tracker.
Sweater Vest Tracker. Prior count was
3,
episode total.
1,
Overall count
4.
4 for the season.
We're up to 4. We have a couple episodes left.
Oh my goodness.
I only need 2 more to win.
And I need a bunch. It's not
Yeah.
looking good.
He has to wear multiple sweater vests in order for you to win.
Yes.
All right. What's our IMDb rating?
The rating for this episode is 8 out of 10
Oh.
with 5,600 rating.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't find many 10 out of 10s that made any sense, that just didn't reiterate the plot.
Right.
So I went with an 8 out of 10 because actually that was like what the rating was, an 8
Right.
out of 10. So this one was 8 out of 10. The title was Joey and Chandler Shine in this episode. It was written by Studio at 29 in April of 2017.
Okay.
I didn't really think much of the other 2 storylines, though the Phoebe one was okay. But the story involving Joey and Chandler was great. Matt LeBlanc and Matthew Perry play off each other so brilliantly. It's like watching Laurel and Hardy on the small screen. They find laughs in lines that aren't actually that funny, and it's a joy to watch.
Yeah.
Having wanted them to get together, Ross and Rachel have become a little boring, and their storyline in this reflects it. Great from Perry LeBlanc, average elsewhere.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's our episode next week?
The one with the bullies.
Ooh.
So the synopsis is Phoebe tries a second time to meet her father, and she and Joey end up ransoming a dog before meeting Giovanni Ribisi. Monica invests in herself before padding her bra. And Peter DeLuise and Nikki Cat show up to bully Chandler and Ross.
This is one of my favorites. You probably know what it is before we even watch the episode.
We need to save it.
I will say that. I won't say it. I won't say it.
All right.
All right. So, are you ready for some maladjusted content?
Yes. So, before we get into what we watched, we were going to talk about Miracle Mile.
Oh, yeah.
So, Miracle Mile, I'm just going to,
Quick synopsis.
Yeah, so this is just off the top of my head.
Yep.
Having not seen it for a while.
Yes.
I know we rented it a little bit ago, but
Yeah.
so Anthony Edwards and
Mayor Whittingham.
Whittingham kind of meet.
Yeah.
And they kind of little sparks fly,
Yep.
and they,
Cute little couple.
just start a relationship.
Yep.
And Anthony Edwards he's going to meet her when she gets off work or something.
Yep.
And the phone rings outside this diner, and the phone call is from a man who's in a missile silo saying, "We're under attack. I had to launch all the missiles. I tried to call my mom's house or something or whatever he tried to call. I can't remember. And warn him, but he got this payphone instead." So he's like, goes back into the diner. Was like, "Well, that was a weird phone call I just took." And then things spiral out of control.
Right.
And people overreact to the news, and he goes to get her, and then they're dodging all this craziness. At the end of the movie, missiles are flying,
But weren't they gonna escape? They found a way to escape.
Right. For a while, they were going to get on a helicopter and try to fly, do like a
Right.
2010 or 2012.
Yeah.
We're going to fly to Antarctic or the
Right.
Arctic and...
An escape.
But they get in the helicopter at the very... This is spoilers galore.
Yeah.
The plane crashes as nuclear bombs are going off, and they sink into the La Brea tar pits.
Yeah.
And they kind of die in this helicopter together.
Yeah. This cute couple. So Adam and I are just newly dating. We're young in love.
Right.
And he says, "You want to watch this movie?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever."
And again, when I would watch movies, I would see Reservoir Dogs and be like, "That was awesome." That was so cool. So this movie to me was like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like that. This is the weirdest fucking movie I've ever seen.
So you had seen it before.
Yeah.
And he didn't, we were...
I don't spoil movies
No.
generally. I mean, again, I'm doing it here because it's, 40-year-old movies. Whatever.
So we're watching this movie, but Anthony Edwards is young, Mayor Whittingham is young, cute little couple. They just meet, they're falling in love. They've gone out on this one little date.
It's super cute.
Yeah, and we had just met each other, and so I'm thinking, oh, this is super cute, and they're gonna survive, and they're gonna live, and then
goes off
they
the rails.
fucking die at the end.
They die.
And I was like, he looked at me, and I just burst into tears, and I was like, "Fuck you!"
She was so
Fuck
mad at
you!
me.
Why would you do that to me? Why? Why would you show me that? I was devastated.
And again, I didn't know that you were in a protective little bubble.
I was like, what
Shielded
the hell was
from
that?
Shielded from
I had never
dramas.
seen anything so terrible. And I mean, obviously now I've seen a lot of horrible, terrible things, but yeah. It's
Only some of which are in the movies.
Yeah, real life has scarred me. But 7, it's shit like that.
Right.
I mean,
by the time 7 came around, you were used to it.
I was used to it. But stuff like that would have killed me.
Right.
I don't know. It was just crazy to think that that was a movie that someone made and that was okay.
And I was just like, it's funny because it's a romance,
Yeah.
but they're doomed.
They're
It's
doomed.
the doomed romance.
So that was crazy. And I stayed with him, so.
You're like, it's just a movie.
So what else did we watch this week?
We watched a couple of things.
Yeah.
What did we watch? We watched Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
I like that one. That's fun.
Yeah. We watched Confessions of a Dangerous
Yeah.
Mind. That was fun.
Yeah, that was the George Clooney directed with Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell. I love him. He's so funny. He's such a good actor.
Yeah.
And he loves to dance. And I read something somewhere that he says he tries to dance in every one of his movies.
Right.
And it's true. He does.
Yeah.
But he's so funny.
But yeah, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind is a good one.
Yeah.
I think
I ask you every single time if it's based on a true story, if it's really true. And you're like, he wrote it in his...
It's in his biography. I would assume no.
Right. It's too far-fetched.
Yeah, and he's the kind of guy... Like, I would get a kick out of writing a biography that had a bunch of...
Crazy stuff
in it, because that's my personality. I would be like, oh, you want me to write a biography? Sure.
Too funny.
Like, I don't mean anything, but it's just, I think that... And he seems like, Chuck Barris seems like one of those guys that would be like, everybody already hates me, but I'm not a killer. So it would be funny if I was a killer.
I don't know why everybody hated him. He was...
Oh, he was looked down upon quite a bit. He was, ushered in reality programming.
Yeah, but his reality program is nowhere near as bad as the reality.
He ushered it in, though. He opened the floodgates.
The floodgates.
All right.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think so. I mean, I think there was a couple other ones, but
yeah.
Other than that, it's been busy. So.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. All right. Well, if you would like your thoughts or reactions regarding future episodes to be shared with the rest of the class, or you just want to reach out and say, hey.
Come on, we want to hear from more of you misfits out. I'm going to say it again. I hit my mic. Come on, we'd like to hear from more of you misfits out there.
Email us at themaladjustedmisfits@gmail.com.
Rate us and leave positive comments.
And if you have negative comments, try and leave them in a positive way. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow us along in the show notes. The pages are called The One Where We Talk About Friends.
Joe, you ready for a cup of coffee?
Always. Hey, you know what? I'm going to go to my room and read Cosmo. Maybe there's something helpful in there.